stayed at Sugarite Canyon State Park. I'm Bill.
And I'm Christina, and we're going to share the inside information.
We've camped at Sugarite a few times. It's a nice little campground. We've only stayed at the Lake Alice Campground though. We haven't stayed at the one that's up above because every time we come here it's in the winter and that campground is closed.
Right.
So during the winter months, there's about 10 or 12 campsites in the one loop and maybe 10 or 12 on the other side of the Lake Alice Campground.
Right.
And the ones on one side have power and water, and the ones on the other side don't. There's also pit toilets there, water fill station. Down here at the visitor center though, there is showers.
They're usually limited by hour. They might even close at 4. There's some interesting hours. Yeah.
So check the hours when you come in. Talk to the people at the visitor center and find out.
But go back to the campground for a minute. It is nice because there are trees around. It's it feels woodsy, but it has enough space in the sky if you want solar.
Cell service is non-existent here.
Right. As soon as you come a little bit down into the canyon from I-25, it disappears.
Right when you pass the first sign for Sugarite Canyon State Park.
For sure
you'll lose service there.
Yeah.
So get everything done before you come in, or bring Starlink, because Starlink actually worked here for us. Even when we had our Gen 2, it worked. So I imagine the Gen 3 works even better.
Yeah, and even amongst the trees.
Right, and you can book same day here in New Mexico. You can reserve this online for most of the year. During the winter months and the off season, they do not take reservations. So like right now we're here in March and we wouldn't be able to reserve. But you can come in and you can pay your fees at the box. I think they take check and cash at the box, if I remember correctly. And I think that maybe you can pay online.
They have overflow parking up there. If all of the sites are taken, you can still overnight in the overflow parking, which is right next to all of the other campsites.
And it's just a short walk from that Lake Alice Campground to the 2 different hikes, one that comes towards the visitor center, one that goes towards the other campground, and a short hike to the little place to fish. So
very pretty,
very nice little campsite. And the rates are super cheap. It's like $10 a night in New Mexico to camp at the state park, or $14 for hookups. That's in 2023 and 2024 prices. Somebody told me that they had a price increase recently, so I'm going to have to look that up and I'll put it on screen.
Another good point about that is Colorado state parks are way more expensive. So if you want to pay a little bit less, and Raton is just right over the border, you're right next to the Colorado-New Mexico border. So camp here for a lot cheaper.
They also have a annual camping pass, and it works a little weird. Like non-residents can get it. I'm going to put it on screen, but I think I remember it being about $200 and something for the year, and you can camp for as many times as you want.
Pretty nice.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, nice.
Wyoming has one of those too, but it's for residents only. And I don't know of another state that we've been to that has that kind of a program. So, a pretty amazing deal.
Pretty good.
There is an entrance fee here. Your camping fee covers it, so you don't need to pay a separate entrance fee. So $10 gets you everything in the park.
Really, really great.
What are some of the things we can do at Sugarite?
Sugarite is how you pronounce it, even though it looks like Sugarite.
I know the first thing on her mind is going to be either picnicking or bird watching.
We're sitting at a picnic table. And there's birds over there, and there's platforms where they put bird seed so you can see the birds come and feed on the bird seed.
This is actually one of the first state parks that we came to outside of Colorado.
Yeah, I believe
so. When we were full-time and we were in our camper van. We liked it because it was an easy stopover coming from Colorado to the south. It's right over Raton Pass. And we liked it because they're open year-round, so we came here in the winter. I
That's
think
right.
it was December or January.
Middle of winter.
And they do have power. So we're able to plug in and put our heater on.
And it is higher elevation compared to some of the nearby areas. And Raton is just down the road, right off the highway. It's a pretty good stop. It's
All right,
pretty.
so aside from bird watching
Well, the
and
trails,
picnicking,
yeah, there's not an extensive trail system here, but there's a really pretty interpretive trail that I love to go on, and it has a lot of history also.
I don't know what interpretive means.
It means they have little plaques with signs that tell you information about the landscape or
Can't
about
they
the
call
history.
that a trail with signs? A historical trail. That's better.
It's a historical place, and with a pretty trail in the canyon. We're in a canyon.
It was a coal mine, I think, right? A big coal mine back in the day.
Well, we can
And they
walk
actually had.
we can walk over there and read the sign. The interpretive sign will interpret for you.
They actually had a baseball team for
That's
all the
right.
people working here.
Right, that's right.
It was that big of a community, and now there's just a few scattered houses in the valley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Archery.
Bird watching.
Archery. That looks like
guess they have
archery to
archery.
me. There are slices of tree over there up on an A-frame stand, and I'm guessing that is for shooting arrows, bow and arrow.
Sure.
Maybe it's hatchets.
I think what people come
Maybe
here.
it's hatchets.
I think what people come here for is fishing.
Mostly fishing, yes.
I'm gonna guess fly fishing on the few lakes in the valley here is
Mm-hmm.
what people come for.
And probably also a stop from traveling from Colorado to New Mexico or the other way
Yeah.
around.
We're 10 minutes off of I-25.
We actually this park parallels I-25. You can see some of the peaks, some of the canyon sides from the other side of I-25.
Okay, so bringing you back to focus, what are some other things you can do here? Fly fishing, picnicking, bird watching,
Hiking,
hiking. There are a couple trails.
camping, of course.
There's, I think, 2 decent trails. One that we've taken that goes by Lake Alice,
Right.
and this little interpretive trail here.
And we're almost
And
always
then-
here in the winter time, and so there's one that's closed. You can hike to the parking lot, but you can't drive to the parking lot
Because
in the
that
winter
campground
time.
is closed.
So that adds another, I can't remember if it's 2 more miles or something, so we haven't done that.
We'll put that on the
hike.
screen. We
Yeah.
haven't. That's the one hike that we haven't done here.
Right, and I've heard that it's beautiful because you're hiking up high and you can see, I'm sure you can see the mountain range, the Colorado mountain range, New Mexico, Rocky Mountains,
And camping.
and camping.
They have primitive camping and some sites with electric and water.
Right, and the trail goes along a river over there, which is a spring actually.
Sure.
It is, I remember. We can take a short little walk over here and see the big interpretive sign that explains the area just a little bit.
All right, so to sum it all up here at Sugarite, with the wind blowing down the canyon
Yeah.
and blowing her hair around, would you come here again?
Of course, especially because we travel this way often. It's a really pretty place to camp overnight or maybe even 2 nights and to get us where we're going.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the thing I always say at most of these parks.
There's not much to do
There's not a lot to do here, so bring your own activities if you're gonna stay for a while if you don't like fishing or taking the 2 hikes. But in terms of price, you can't beat New Mexico State Parks at this point.
Yeah.
For $10 a night or $14 with electricity and water, you can't beat that. The water, one thing we didn't note is
that's right.
the water here is on a boil notice almost all the time. I don't think we've been here where it's not.
It's always been on a boil notice.
Yeah, and it's because it's spring fed. So it comes down from like a reservoir on top of the mountain out of a spring, I think.
So they just can't guarantee
Yeah,
that it's drinkable, but it is, they say. They just can't guarantee that it is.
Right. So check with them if you want to call, or check with them when you check in. We've never really had a problem with the water, but most of the time we're bringing our own water in because we know that. So check on the water. You might want to bring water before you come in. But electrical hookups for $14 a night, we can't find a better place.
And those are
than here.
usually right along the river, which is pretty.
And this is a quiet camp.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of partying that's going to go on here because there's not a lot of sites. It's out of the way. You're off the highway. It's very dark at night if you like dark sky parks.
These are usually diehard campers, I would say.
Yeah,
that
or
stay
fishermen.
Here. Or fishermen, yeah. Which are
So,
diehard
great
campers.
park. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I'll give it a 4
Really?
out of 5
Wow.
on the price, based on the price, and that we found showers up at the visitor center with flush toilets.
I was almost...
You have to drive to it, but
I was going to give it 3 out of 5.
maybe 3. Okay, maybe 3.
I'm shocked that I would give it a lower rating than you.
But I would come back.
Of
It's a
course.
good little park.
Come back. It's a great place to stay, especially if you don't want to pay the price in Colorado.
All right, so we just went in the visitor center to confirm the prices, and yes, they did go up for 2025. So I had said it was $10 a night as a non-resident. They have switched to a non-resident resident fee structure. So resident camping is still $10, but the non-resident camping went up to $15 for the primitive camping and $20 for the developed camping. And then the electric hookup used to be $4 extra. It's now $15 extra.
They're struggling to get grants
Yeah.
for the state parks in New Mexico.
Yeah, so they don't have as many tax revenue. Every state does this different, whether they're funded by the state or not, or funded solely off of entrance fees and whatnot.
Or federal grants.
Right. The camping fee still includes the day use fee. So if you pay your $20 camping fee, you get access to the whole park for the day as well. And I guess the following day. So you
That's
get
still
2
pretty
days of
good.
access. So that's pretty good.
Yep.
Their non-resident annual camping pass, so this lets you unlimited camping days in New Mexico, went up from I think he said it was $235, went up to $600. That's a huge increase, but I think it's, if you're going to spend a lot of days in New Mexico, if you're going to spend 30 days in the whole year, which we might actually do, if you want to go around and visit the national monuments and the national parks in New Mexico,
Which there's a lot
you
of.
could hit that.
You could, yeah.
So $600, it sounds like a lot all at once, but that's pretty good. Still a great deal here in New Mexico for these parks. They generally have less amenities than a state like Oregon or Colorado,
Or Florida.
Florida, Texas, those kind of states, but the price is pretty hard to beat.
Very true.
That's our update. Now that we've had some time to think about the price increases at New Mexico state parks from 2024 to 2025, we kind of have changed our minds about this. It's now much more expensive than I thought when we originally laid out the prices. In fact, staying at Sugarite Canyon State Park is going to cost us $38.50 once you factor in the electric cost, the water cost, the developed camping cost, and the $3.50 reservation fee.
So is that twice the price?
That's more than twice the price. We used to
Wow.
stay here for $14 a night with
Yeah.
electric and water.
Which was great.
Yeah, and now it's more than twice the price. Kind of doesn't make sense anymore to stay at these state parks unless, like I said, we could get the annual pass for $600 and stay for more than 30 nights.
Because we're only going to Sugarite State Park, usually passing through to get somewhere else. So we really only want a place to stay for the night. We don't go to this state park to go hiking specifically or to go kayaking specifically. So that extra jump in price is really making it hard for us to decide whether we would stay there again.
And one of the things that factor into that is the reason we got for the price increase was that they compared themselves to Texas, Colorado, and Arizona, the surrounding states, where the fees are more in that $38 a night range, but the amenities that you get for that fee, you get hot free showers at all of the campsites.
Lots of extra goodies.
You get sometimes laundry. In Colorado, they typically have laundry. They have dump stations on site. They have water hookups, electric hookups, sewer hookups, many sites compared to the smaller New Mexico state parks. They have
lots more things to do.
Yeah, lots more things to do. Just better parks overall. If you're looking for amenities, they're. I don't know how New Mexico can justify the prices that they're charging.
Now, maybe we just haven't been to enough state parks in New Mexico. Maybe there's lots of really amazing state parks in New Mexico that we haven't found yet.
I mean, they're nice. There's things to do. They're quiet, but so are the other states around them.
With a lot more things, a lot more amenities.
For us, it's all a comparison thing.
Yep.
We compare one state to another, and the level of amenities in New Mexico just aren't there based on the half dozen or so state parks that we've been to
Right.
in New Mexico. So
still love it. Love it. It's still beautiful. It's right on the border of Colorado. It's a really great stop. There's a little bit of hiking to do. There's bird watching. There's canyons. But yeah, it's kind of difficult to decide to stay there.
So everything we said about the park remains true. It's a nice little park. It's just the price point for the amenities and the things you're getting is too high, in our opinion. So this would downgrade to about a 2 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, so are there state parks, are they different prices based on the state park like some states have?
No, in New Mexico, they're all this price.
All the same. So it doesn't matter which state park, if they have a lot fewer amenities or things to do or things to, really draw people there, that's not going to be reflective in the price. They're all the same. Okay.
Right.
All right.
So does that change your rating?
Yeah, I guess that's more than twice the price you said. Yeah, so we might even just pass on by and drive a little farther or stay in Colorado.
Colorado has Lathrop State Park that's just over the border, maybe a half an hour. So
yeah, especially given the fact that you have to drive a little further to get to Sugarite Canyon State Park to stay. If we're trying to just get somewhere else, that's 40 minutes total extra driving to get there.
So when we take the price increases into account, the New Mexico no longer a deal, and for the amenities we get, we think the $38.50 is not worth it. So 2 out of 5 stars for us.
Okay, that's a wrap.